We are going to be doing a Fab Four today. And before we start, I just want to go over these three questions. What are you learning today? We are going to learn how to engage with what we're reading. And we're also going to learn how to look up words that we don't understand in the online dictionary. Why are we learning how to engage with what we're reading? Because reading requires work and you have to be asking yourself questions, you have to make educated guesses, and you need to be looking up words you don't understand because if you put in that effort, then you'll fully understand what you're reading. So that's why, because we want you to fully understand what you're reading. And then how will you know that you learned it? When you complete the four sections of the Fab Four, which is predictions, making questions, finding words you don't know and their definitions, and then when you can write a summary of the chapter. So, what I want you to do is open up your assignment and click on Start, and that will open up the annotation tool in the PDF. And then in a separate tab, I also want you to go to merriam-webster.com/kids because this gives you a dictionary and it helps you understand it in words that you are familiar with. I really like using this because it makes it easier to understand. And then in your document, you should see that there are two pages. The first page is for chapter 10 and the second page is for chapter 11, and you're going to do the Fab Four for each chapter. So while you're reading the chapter, you're going to do box number 2 and box number 3. Box number 2, you're going to put questions that you have or what you're confused about in the chapter. And then box number 3, you're going to put words that you don't understand. You'll put the page number of where you found it, the word, and then you'll write the definition right here. And then after you're done reading the chapter, you'll do box number 1 and box number 4, which is what you think will happen next in the book after reading this chapter and what this chapter was about, a summary. So when you're doing this in the annotation tool, you have to make sure you click on the text box and then it will come up with these. I like doing blue or green because then it helps me see exactly what you wrote. If you start typing something and then you have to come back to it, just double click on the text box that you added and then it will let you edit it. So this is what I'm looking for. In box number 2, it says to ask questions. This is an example of what you could be typing. So I put on page 96, it says that the old receiver looks a lot older than he actually is. Why does he look so old? I don't understand that aspect of the chapter. And then I want you to have at least 2 questions from the chapter. So that's my one so far. And then for box number 3, when you are looking for words and definitions, I found a word that I don't understand. And so I'm going to go to the merriam-webster.com/kids and I'm going to type it in right here. It was tentatively. And then I'm going to click on search. And then it gives me a definition. It says with hesitancy or uncertainty in a tentative manner. I still don't understand what that means. So I'm going to look up this word hesitancy and it says slow to act or proceed from from fear, indecision, or unwillingness. Okay, so I understand that a little bit better. So what I'm going to do in the third box is on page 97 in the giver, I found the word tentatively, and the definition is slow to move or do something because you are scared. That's the definition that I understood. And then when I'm done reading the chapter, I'm going to do box number 1 and number 4. And predictions are what you think will happen next in the story based on evidence from this chapter. So I would say, I think Jonas is going to. I'll tell you what I think he's going to do. And then I would put because it said, and then I would put the evidence from the chapter. And then a summary of the chapter. You have to tell me what happened at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end of the chapter, but make sure you're only including the most important parts. That's what a summary does. And then you completed the Fab Four. You're going to do this for chapter 10 and chapter 11. If you have any questions, please let me know.